Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing an ink and watercolor drawing of, I'm doing Marjorie Tyrell from the Game of Thrones. There's a Facebook group called the Character Design Challenge. If any of you are familiar with it, then you'll know. They do monthly themes for different character designs, and sometimes it's just a general theme, like a warrior, and sometimes it's very specific, like a character from a genre or from a specific work of fiction or whatever. So this month's theme, the theme for April, was the Game of Thrones. I think I've seen like the first 3 seasons of the Game of Thrones, but I've read all the books, all the ones that have been released so far. So I actually stopped watching the TV show because the first book was so close to the show that it was like I was reading a transcript after I'd watched it. So I stopped watching the shows because I didn't want to spoil the books for myself, because I'm just more of a reader than I am of a watcher, I guess. But there seems to be kind of no end in sight as far as the next book being released, so I've decided to just start watching the show. So I'm rewatching from season 1 again, which is fun for me, I guess. Anyway, I'm doing Marjorie Tyrell. I'm basing her off of the books from the Song of Ice and Fire book series instead of the actual show of Game of Thrones. I guess they did a pretty good job of representing her character in the show, but she's just, and I don't know, maybe they show more of it in future seasons that I haven't seen yet, but she's a very wily character. She knows what she's getting into with Joffrey, and she's very cunning and sly in the books, so I really like her. And so I based her appearance off of the book description, where she's described as having gently curling, thick brown hair and a shy smile, a slender figure, big brown eyes. So I based the design off of the books, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It was a lot of fun to ink. I love doing the line work in ink. I always love just the way the lines work, or the way the lines look, more than I usually like the finished process, or the finished product. So I did this entire one in my Higgins Black Magic ink, and that's the ink that I pretty much always use. But this is a brand new bottle, and something weird was happening with it, which you'll see once I start getting into the color. The ink is waterproof. It says waterproof on the box and on the container, and I've used it before, and it was always waterproof. And for most of this, it was waterproof. But I kept running into issues where I would add, and I mean it was completely dry before I went in with the color, completely dry, but it would still smear somehow. I don't know, it was like there was some sort of residue that was being picked up by the watercolor, and you can see right there, it gets all muddy and kind of dark and grimy looking, and it happens in a few different places, and I don't know why. I don't know if there's some sort of sediment that settled in the bottle. I don't know. So before I use it next time, I'm gonna give it a really good shake and maybe make sure I'm not putting it on too thick. But it's just never really seemed to be an issue in the past. So, well, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Let's see what else. This video is a lot longer than I'm used to doing voiceover for on my video or on my channel. Typically my videos are 3-4 minutes long, and I think this one works out to almost 17 minutes. So, but I decided to just film it, or I guess edit it at a slower rate than I normally do. I was pretty happy with the way this turned out altogether. The line work I was happy with for the most part. The watercolor I was happy with for the most part, except for that annoying, like I just mentioned, the ink smearing. But I think I recovered that pretty well for the most part too. So all in all, I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. But there's not too much left to say about it. You'll see for this color scheme, I chose to do yellow and greens and a little bit of blue. The House Tyrell colors are, it's a golden rose on a field of green, so that's the color scheme that I chose for her gown. And then you'll see a little bit later on that I did some lettering for their house words, which are growing strong. Yeah, so you'll see that in a few minutes. But otherwise, there's not really a whole lot left to say about the piece. It's pretty straightforward. I didn't do anything outrageous with the character design. Some people on the group, like, there are some really, really amazing artists in the character design challenge group on Facebook, and a lot of them will take the character design in a totally different direction from what the original creator of the character was intending. And sometimes I think it's really, really effective. Other times I think people really try too hard to really push their design, and they come across as a little difficult to read. But that's, I guess, just my personal preference, like art, right? I mean, it's the majority of this personal preference, and I'm sure most people would probably look at my designs and think that they're on the boring side, because it's pretty straightforward. Like, I did a design of the character the way that she's described in the books, so it's pretty pretty cut and dry for the way that I just designed Marjorie Tyrell for this one. Yeah, so what else? Some things that I'm going to be trying posting videos for on my channel in the future. I'm still trying to work through the Draw 100 hands. I think I got exactly half the way done. I had 50 hands done, and I just haven't done them in a while because I sort of lose steam drawing the same thing over and over again. But that's the point. That's the whole point of it, is to practice until you know how to do it without looking at reference. And I do still need the practice, so I am going to keep trucking away on the Draw 100 hands, mostly because I have imposed a restriction for myself where I'm not allowed to start the next 100 things until I finish this one. And I'm really excited about the next one. So the next one I'm going to try is doing Draw 100 portraits. So I'm going to do all sorts of different people, probably some self-portraits, and maybe portraits of people that I know and things like that, or celebrities, or whoever else, strangers, you know. And I'm really excited for that. I really love drawing portraits, and I really, really want to get better at drawing portraits. I want to get better at drawing. I'm not really super interested in doing high level of realism, but I do need to work on being able to relate. What's the word I'm looking for? To really capture a likeness, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I'd like to be able to try and get portraits drawn in a way that really captures the likeness of the person that I'm drawing, sort of no matter how exaggerated or cartoony or realistic I'm trying to take the portrait. Because I sort of know the fundamentals of it. I know that there are specific things about a person's face that makes them look the way they look. Like, the shape of the person's eyes is very specific, or the roundness of their face, or the scale of their smile compared to the scale of their nose. I don't know. Things like that. I want to be able to sort of be able to learn how to pick out those features and relay them onto the page in a way that really carries across that likeness. And that's really only going to come through practice, through observing, and through putting it down on paper. So I'm going to really look forward to doing a lot of different characters, and I think it'll be fun to do people that I know, and people that I sort of see their faces every day. I'm going to maybe try and start doing that, where I just observe more first until I finish these 100 hand drawings, and can actually get started with the portraits. Is really look at people's faces, and that's such an important skill for artists, but it's kind of a tricky one to develop, is to really learn to see what you're looking at. And I think I've talked about this before in a different video, is to understand that you're not seeing water on black pavement. You're seeing the blue reflected from the sky, and you're seeing the green reflected from the trees, and you're seeing the rainbow splotch of an oil stain. Like, you're not just seeing water on pavement. So that's a tricky one to learn how to do, and you just sort of get used to seeing people's faces and recognizing that it's them without realizing why you can recognize them. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to starting that with 100 portraits. Yeah, what else have I got planned? I'm going to be doing a few things for my job, actually. So I sell like wedding favors, wedding supplies, through an online retailer. I work for a company, and we sell some products that our customers are looking for different solutions to, and it's sort of the opportunity has been extended to me because I'm an artist, to try and fill some of those voids. So, for example, a customer called looking for a zombie cake topper, so I had the opportunity to take one of our broken cake toppers and refurbish it, repaint it, and be able to post it on the website as a customized zombie cake topper for sale. So that's really fun. So I have a couple of little projects to do. I have a few more cake toppers that my boss would like me to try sort of refurbishing, and there's a sort of a trend in guest book style where it's like a canvas, a signing canvas or a signing board. And so I'm going to be doing a few designs for those because we have some from a supplier that we're not always happy with the quality of, and if I can, people want something customized, and they want something unique and specialized for their weddings or for whatever else events, anniversary parties, baptisms, things like that. So I might have the opportunity to do a few designs and post them on the website and offer them as customized canvas signing canvases. So I've got a few designs that I need to be doing up. I'm planning on doing maybe some videos for a couple of those designs, which will be a little bit different because they're going to be acrylic on canvas. Yeah, I've got a whole long laundry list of things that I want to get done as far as different art projects. So, and sort of like a sub-heading under each one of those products is to film it and edit it and get it up on my YouTube channel, because I really love I love the feeling of the content. I don't love editing, but I love the feeling of the content being posted up on my channel, and it feels like a bit of an achievement to have something posted like that. So I want to keep doing that. I know I've become super irregular as far as my posting schedule goes. I was doing pretty well when I first started off, but like I've said before, then I got this new job and working 5 and 6 days a week. I just don't feel like it when I get home. And like I do the art, I have several videos filmed. It's just coming down to the really the editing, really the voiceovers. I don't know, for as much as I talk in real life, it's kind of difficult to sit and find something to say throughout each video, which, I don't know, maybe you can't tell by the way I ramble constantly through all of my videos, but I know that when I watch other YouTubers, I personally really enjoy having the voiceover. Like, if there's not a voiceover for video, I normally don't watch the video. I like hearing about other people's experiences, and I like hearing about sort of the ideas behind the work and struggles that they have and the way they overcome it, etc. So it's like what they say for writers, right? Write what you want to read, and I feel like it's the same for this. Create the content that you want to consume, and so that's what I'm trying to do with my videos a little bit, and that's part of the reason I've slowed this one down too, is because I love the long videos. I love watching like 20-minute art vlogs and the longer, more detailed process videos with the voiceover chats and things like that. So that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to put out and see how it does. I would love to hear feedback though, because I mean, I'm not posting these videos for myself to watch, I'm posting them for you guys to watch. So if you prefer the shorter videos, or if you don't like the voiceovers and you don't care what I have to say, just want music, I'm cool with that too. You just let me know. Yeah, let me know what you'd like to see any more of. If you'd like to see more acrylic or strictly watercolor or things like that. I don't know. When it comes to the actual art that I post, it's probably going to be kind of what I want to do is what I'm going to post. But I mean, when it comes to the lengths of the videos, the voiceovers and things like that, or you know, if you want me to talk about something specific, I would love to hear that. Yeah, I would especially love to hear what you'd like to hear me talk about, if you want to hear me talk about it all, because like I said, it's tougher than I thought it would be to come up with something to say the entire video. So yeah, let me know. Write it down below. But anyway, it's getting close to the end of the video now. So I just did the lettering. I'm pretty happy with the way the lettering turned out. I think it looks cute. So there's my final piece. There's Marjorie Tyrell, House Tyrell, from Game of Thrones for the Character Design Challenge. Thank you so much for watching this video, listening to me ramble. Stay tuned for my next one, and check out my other videos.